Welcome back for another 5-minute market update. Bitcoin literally taking a line out of Wicked. I don't really like Wicked, to be honest. Can we all agree that we don't really like Wicked? Maybe, okay, I just lost like 20 million subscribers, I guess. But to pin a joke on that, it is literally defying gravity right now because the price of Bitcoin actually closed just under 1% yesterday, which is insane. This is literally insanity on steroids. Why? Well, when we look at the S&P futures, this is down. When we look at the VIX pumped up crazy high to the top of our rejection zone. If we look at the majors, if we look at the NASDAQ, if we look at the Dow Jones, they're all down. FANG index is down. NVIDIA is down. GameStop is down. Well, that's just GameStop. Tesla is just chopping sideways a little bit, but there's a lot of fear in the market, not to mention the fact that the dollar index dumped yesterday on the news of the whole tariff fears, which is insane that the dollar is weakening and that we saw a lot of profit taking on gold. Now, I don't expect gold to necessarily dump by any means. It is still extremely strong bullish, but there's also a lot of people taking profit right here. What would be the most interesting outcome out of all of this tariff business? And I do not proclaim to be a tariff expert. Let's all be honest and real that a lot of people on X literally have no idea what they're talking about. They're just trying to go for clicks and views. But the charts tell the story every time. And if you can learn how to interpret price-based information and volume on the charts, this tells you everything you need to know. So just take a second and look here at the price of gold. We'll even remove the TBO. We don't even need it for this. Look at the price going up to higher highs. Now look at volume. Volume is insane. And this is a Wanda. This is a fairly large derivatives exchange. Volume yesterday for gold was at 2.1 billion. And this is just one exchange. I don't have an aggregate chart for gold. This is as big as it was back over here when we saw this dump here on, November 6th, before the price of gold had a little bit of a bounce and then it fell down another 6% and chopped sideways for about 2 months. I don't think that gold is necessarily going to zero. Why would it? That's really dumb. Same thing as Bitcoin going to zero. It's really dumb. But did gold top out? This has a lot of the telltale signs of a blow off top, seeing a wick to the upside and then a long lower wick like this. And it's a really small wick because it's the price of gold. And one day Bitcoin is going to be just as boring as this, but this has all the telltale signs of it being a blow off top. It could still go up a little bit higher. I'm not saying it can't. I'm not saying it won't, but I would be surprised to see gold continue to rip up higher. Now, I'm going to put a pin in that, okay? We need to go back to BTC's price action for a couple of reasons. Now, yesterday, volume, again, went above the 30-day moving average. We did see the 30-day moving average lose a lot of ground from being at 3 billion all the way down here to just under 2 billion. So, of course, it's going to beat the moving average. But the main thing is that when we're looking here on balance volume, again, showing cumulative volume, what's happening to this white line now? The white line was pointing down. Now it's starting to flatten out, and now it's starting to go absolutely flat until it starts to curl upward. But that will only happen when this blue line goes above it and starts raging higher. And that will only happen when we see more green bar closes, green daily closes, and lots of volume to support a huge increase in on-balance volume. Now, are we out of the woods yet? No, I mean, it's still Bitcoin. It's still Chop City. We're still going to be chopping, but I do have a target of 93 or 94K in about 7 to 10 days, as ridiculous as that sounds. When I look at the performance for all the majors, S&P, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, gold, FANG index, even the Nikkei crashed a lot. And Bitcoin is just sitting there with a green close on the day. This is supposed to be a really small, tiny market compared to all those big guys. Why isn't this dumping more? When I look at that and the price performance from Bitcoin and everything else, that prediction that I made a while ago saying, I won't be surprised to see Bitcoin outperform gold over the next 180 days. And yet again, what do we have? We have another TBT bearish divergence signal on yesterday's candle close. There's a lot of quote unquote resistance at this level. I am expecting Bitcoin to outperform gold. And this is going completely against what everyone else is expecting. So I don't want to nail that hammer too much more into the coffin, or else it's going to become pile of sticks. I can't remember what the word is. Sawdust. Sawdust. Yes, obviously I use a really good script and a prompter. Let's keep going. BVol 7D had a minor increase yesterday. We are now halfway into reaching our rejection zone up here. And that rejection zone loosely starts at about 8.7. Typically, when we see BVol 7D hit this rejection zone, the beginning of it, this is where we start to see Bitcoin kind of cool off in terms of volatility. And ideally, when it starts to fall down from here, this is typically reduced volatility, which means that alts, these three and a lot of other coins, should be doing a lot better. Now, one other thing to keep in mind is stablecoin dominance. I talked about this yesterday. We did have a test yesterday, and 2 days ago. Yesterday, it pierced this level again, but did not close above it. I don't expect it to close above. While RSI is still above this overhead resistance line, it's definitely confirmed closed. At this point, it is not making a higher high. This is a nothing burger to me. I'm still waiting. Now, Bitcoin dominance continues to move higher and higher, and unfortunately, we got a pretty massive move on here. Our close yesterday was at 82.43, just below this level here at 82.77. Now we're looking at 83 right now. If we close up higher, then I was wrong about Bitcoin dominance, which I'm fine to say I'm wrong. And we're going to see Bitcoin dominance move up a lot higher, which will cause way more pain for others' dominance, for top 10 dominance, all that stuff. Okay, good. I talked about that. All right, Ethereum. A lot of you are waiting on Ethereum to bounce from here. Don't hold your breath. Ethereum is still very unattractive. It's still very boring. There's nothing happening, no exciting volume happening whatsoever. Still down. Looking at the weekly time frame, statistically, yes, we are due for a push all the way back here to the fast line, but a move of 40%, get out of here. There's no way. There's nothing that's bullish happening at all for Ethereum, so don't get your hopes up whatsoever. XRP, this one did break support, TBO support here at 211 yesterday. Looking at RSI, it put in a very slightly higher low here on April 2nd. But unfortunately, because this blue jagged line of on-balance volume is below the moving average, we're going to see this top out and curl down. Now, ideally, I want to see the inverse of this happen for Bitcoin, which is what we're talking about, right? But this is the bad part of this. And if XRP happens to lose this support level here at $1.77, things are going to get really ugly really fast for XRP. The fact of the matter is that it's below the daily cloud, even though the slow line is moving up, indicating a really strong bullish trend. When the price is below the daily cloud like this is very strong bearish, just so you know. So if you're wondering, why isn't XRP moving up? It's strong bearish. Last but not least, Solana is literally sucking my soul dry as it continues to go lower. Absolutely depressing price action after being so giddy just a week ago. But it did not respond positively to the tariff scare. Yesterday, it didn't do so well. It's not doing so well here. And if we compare, actually, Bitcoin's price action with top 10 dominance, we're seeing we could be signs of a bottom here. I'm still kind of, I'm waiting a little bit longer because looking at XRP, BNB, Solana, ADA, Doge, which is basically our top 10 tokens, excluding the stable coins, I don't really see any bullish buying volume. I don't really see a lot of bullish buying volume anywhere, really, yet. But I can tell you without a doubt that there is a big move coming. I'm expecting Bitcoin to do extremely well in the next 7 to 10 days. Altcoins will follow. But until that happens, it's going to be a little bit of time. Now, I want to encourage you to go over to thebettertraders.com. My team, for some reason, is not listening to me, and I'm saying, please take the sale down, and they're not taking it down. So for all of you that happen to miss out, you can actually save 30% on any of our courses by becoming an idiot. This is just our, I like it actually. This is our April Fool's joke. But if you scroll down to the Buy Now button right here, it actually gives you a pop-up with a code, which is April 2025. You can save 30% on any course now. Do this because they should have taken this down already. So this is your last chance to grab that deal. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.